This week in Mr. Carter's class, we finished our American Revolution books. Now we have started our immigration unit in reading and writing.
This week we started a new read aloud and finished our American Revolution books. So we are now starting to learn about immigration.
This week in Mr. Carter's class, we finished our American Revolution unit. I wrote about the Boston Massacre. This week we also started a new read aloud called Mrs. Bixby's Last Day. We had art for a special this week. Have a good Mother's Day.
We are starting our immigration unit next week. Also, we had a tech teacher come in and had a virtual reality trip. We are also doing art and working on special cans.
This week in Mr. Carter's fourth grade class, we started a new book and we finished our American Revolution project. And we had Mr. Lawson come in. And we also finished our other book, Fish in a Tree, and we have a new project on Ellis Island.
This week in Mr. Carter's class, we finished our American Revolution projects. Mine was on the Boston Massacre. We also did our last art class. We were making can faces with abstract art. We also did a math and a spelling test, too. And that is what we did this week.
This week in Mr. Carter's class, we finished the American Revolution unit. On Wednesday, we shared our American Revolution books. We also started a new read aloud. We also had a math test for Unit 6. We are starting a new reading unit on immigration. I'm really looking forward to it. Our new read aloud has got 3 kids who want to make their teacher's last day of school special. Mr. Lawson also came in and gave us a virtual reality tour of the American Revolution.
This week we finished our American Revolution subject. We are starting immigration. We are also doing WIA tests.
This week we finished my American Revolution book. Mine is about Lexington being conquered. And in art, last week we were doing personification, and now we're doing portraits, and we're doing NWEA testing. We finished a read aloud book and finished our American Revolution book yesterday. A super cute puppy named Murphy was at recess. He was in a tent. We got to go in with him. We took a practice test on something called NUYA. It was a math and reading test. We also watched Liberty's Kids.
I finished my American Revolution project. It is very amazing, and especially my chapter 3 from Henry.
This week, we celebrated our American Revolution books, and we did VR goggles.
about the Battle of Lexington and Concord.
This week we had 2 tests, one math and another spelling test. Mr. Lawson came in and gave us a tour with pictures. We finished our American Revolution books on Wednesday, and we have art as special.
Last week, Mr. Lawson came in with a virtual tour about Lexington and Concord. We also did a practice test called the knee wall. It was actually kind of fun. Who knew? Not me.